All right, guys, in order to be successful for today's class, you need to have your notebook ready to go. You need to have this assignment that says major aspects of AP Modern. I passed it out to you day one. I said we would come back to it. All right, have that out on your desk ready to go. You need to have the 3 assignments you picked up from the front of the class. If you don't have them, get them now. Okay, so if you have this and it's easily accessible, pull out your major aspects of AP Modern. It's a sheet you got on the first day of school. You need a notebook and you need the 3 assignments you just picked up in the front. What's up? Yes, then get out, man. You should have picked it up on the way in. Here we go. Okay. So, looking at your assignments you just picked up, one of them is a map. Ladies and gentlemen, should you worry about the map? No, because we'll be doing it in class. We're doing it tomorrow in class. So, this is not a homework assignment unless you needed to finish it at home. Is everyone clear on that? So, just keep it with you. Tomorrow we'll be working on that. Your focus, which looks like this. Now, the focus that you have due tomorrow for week 1 is due tomorrow. I gave you the extension because I'm an idiot. So, you have a focus due tomorrow. Who here has already finished it? Good. Okay. Do we have a lot left? Okay, good. So, finish that. That is due tomorrow. Is everyone clear on that? This is your next week's focus. This is a long one. I'm aware. This week's focus that you're turning in tomorrow is worth 10 points. This one's worth 20 points. Do we see why it's worth 20 points? It is significantly longer, so you get double the points. Do we see how this works? Anytime you do more work than the norm, you always get double the points. That you work for me, I work for you. It's all going to work out in the end. Okay? So, this focus is due on Thursday of next week. I would write that down on it. I haven't moved the board because technically we still have tomorrow on there. So, this is due on Thursday. You will always have a week to do your assignments from here on out. Okay? You have a test on Thursday of next week. Your focus, which is what you have in front of you, is due the day of your test for the rest of your life. Next week it happens to be Thursday. The week after that it'll be on Wednesday. Do you see? Wednesday is our official testing day, so we're trying to get on schedule here. Okay? So, every week, you will pick up your major assignments a week before they're due. First one, of course, you're already familiar with is your focus. It'll be due next Thursday. It is worth 20 points. This one will work perfectly smooth like the second one did, unlike the first one. Is everyone okay with that? Now, your second assignment, which you have never seen before, is called your pieces, previously known as spice. So if you've heard people say spice, oh my God, wait till you have your spice. This is it. However, AP added technology this year. And so since they added technology, instead of calling it spice tea, which it just kind of kills me inside to say, like spice tea, like, we're doing pieces. So this assignment is also due on Thursday. I would write that down at the top. Okay, it is due on Thursday. You will always get your pieces a week before it's due so you can manage your time. Now, I will tell you, this is what my weekend looks like. So, on Saturday, I live my best life. I don't think of you people at all. I don't check my mail. I don't check Edsby. I live my best life. I sleep in. I go on a lunch date with my super cute husband. And I go out to dinner typically on Saturday nights, and I don't think of you. That's Saturday. Sunday morning, I typically wake up and go for a long run. We come home, we grab a quick lunch at the house, and then I go grocery shopping. Very exciting. Calm down, I know. If you're at Fresh Market on a Sunday, you'll probably see me. Anyway, I go grocery shopping. I'm usually back at my house at noon. I'm sitting down at my kitchen table working, and then I spend the rest of my Sunday working on AP Modern. Okay? On Sundays, I check email, I respond to Edsby, and I check my Twitter on a regular basis. If you have any questions, Sunday is the best day to reach me. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments about any of your assignments, is everyone clear? People are dead to me on Saturday, but on Sunday, I'm all yours. Okay? So, you need to set a day on your weekends that you spend a couple hours working on AP World. Because if you don't, you are going to drown in a sea of AP World in the middle of the week. Okay? If you don't spend like 3 hours working on AP World on Saturday or Sunday, whatever your schedule is, you figure it out, you are going to die. Because if you will be up till like 4 or 5 in the morning trying to get it done for that due date of Thursday of this week. So, plan accordingly, wake up early, sleep in. I don't care what your schedule is. You need to denote a couple hours to AP World because it's going to take that time. So I'm clear on that. I work from about noon to about 7:30 at night, sitting at my table doing what I need to do. Okay, I can't wait for football season because football season's amazing when you're sitting there working. You just have it on the background, except for Patriots games. So, with that being said, your focus this week is going to take you longer than usual because it's double the points. Yes, that makes logical sense. However, the real pain in the butt, right, Madison, is the spice, which is now called the pieces. So, let's talk about it. So, when you are doing your pieces this weekend, you need to have this sheet on the desk, wherever you sit. I sit at a kitchen table if you want to have the full vision. I usually have a cat draping itself on top of my computer if you want the full image. Okay, so this is going to tell you what all of this means. Political, innovation, and so what this all is, let me back up a little bit. What this is looking at history through our 5 perspectives. Everything in history can be broken down to political, innovation, economic, cultural, and social, and environment. Okay? We, as historians, need to be able to see things in that perspective. Now, this pieces, if I say, just go with it. These pieces are your essays. Your essay prompts will say, during period 4, what are 4 cultural changes that occurred in East Asia? So you immediately need to know of your cultural changes that are occurring in period 4 in East Asia. Your essays is this. Your essays are worth 60% of your AP score. So if you can't do your essays, how are you doing? If you don't know your content for your essays, you're not going to pass. There's not a shot in hell you're going to pass. That is why we do pieces. Is everyone clear on that? This is your essay prompts. This is the frame of reference to answer the question. Your focus is all the evidence you have to put into your essays. Now, when we get to week 5 and you have your first writing week, you will see how these 2 assignments work together. Okay, so right now you're just going to have to believe me, but you will see in all of its glory writing week how they work together. Okay, so this assignment you aren't going to enjoy. It's going to be very time consuming and you're going to hate it. But you will get faster at it as the year goes by because you'll just be used to thinking of it. The first time you do it, it's going to be super annoying and tedious. But you'll do it, okay? So what you're going to do, as you can see, I've broken it down. So all of your political ones go in here. As you're reading this week's chapter, you'll have Mesopotamia, Phoenicians, Hebrews, Nile, and India. You're going to fill out a political thing for India, a political thing for the Hebrews, and you need 3 of each. Is everyone clear? Now, are these boxes large or small? Small. They're small. So am I looking for tons of information or clean, clear, concise? Clean, clear, concise. That's exactly what I want. So let's practice. We already know our Paleolithic and Neolithic, so let's practice. So you can see exactly what I'm looking for in these boxes. So during our Paleolithic times, is that pre-farming or post-farming? Pre-farming. How are governments, or how are they run? How are these small groups run? Who can tell me? What do you got? Zeta.
The groups are based off of family members.
Okay, what do we call it? We can't say family members. What's the fancy term for it? What do you got, Miranda?
Kinship.
Kinship groups, absolutely. So you're going to write kinship groups. Okay, who's actually in charge in these migrating kinship groups? Who's actually in charge, Ellie? Elders, absolutely. Okay, so the elders are in charge in these kinship, in these actual groups. Okay, and everything is age-based. At a certain age, you're able to do. It's age-based rights. Do you see how everything I just talked about connects to government? So if you look at this sheet, which I told you should have out, it tells you what you should have. So when you're doing your political, you should be looking for political structures and forms. How is power transferred? What is the structure? Is it a theocracy, absolutism, democracy, communistic? And significant wars, treaties, courts, or laws. So you're just breaking it down into that. So now let's look at, let's do economic. Actually, let's do cultural. Hold on. Let me try this again. Let's do Neolithic next. So Neolithic, is it pre or post farming? Post. So how is the government set up in the Neolithic age? Who can tell me? Come on. We have no idea. What do we got, Andrew?
Kind of the wealthy people.
Okay, wealthy people are in power, absolutely. Wealthy people are in power, perfect. What else? What do you got for me, Michael?
Different specializations.
Okay, but is that government based? No, that would be economic. So I'm going to go down to economic. In my Neolithic, I'm going to write specialization of labor. Do you see how his answer was wrong for political, but it was perfectly fine for economic, yes? So you need to be making sure you're paying attention to what your themes are. You need to be thinking in themes because this is entirely your essays. Okay, Neolithic, what do we got for political? What do you got, Zeta?
Patriarchal.
It is patriarchal for sure. Patriarchal. And we also have our first governments ever. Okay, so are we writing a novel in each of these boxes? No. Some things are going to require a little bit more explanation. Some things are going to require, one word. It just depends on it. It needs to be explicit. Like when I see Neolithic economic specialization of labor, I understand that and I'm fine with that answer. If it just says jobs, does that make any sense? No, that wouldn't work because everyone's seeing the difference. Okay, Danny?
Are they all different? Like, would you find only different stuff? Like, what if another society is patriarchal?
Okay, they're all patriarchal, and I will not accept it, but we'll get there. Yeah, they're all patriarchal. Welcome to post-Neolithic revolution. We live in a patriarchal society here in 2019 in the United States, the freest country in the world. So every country is patriarchal. Yes? So don't you dare write that in every damn box.
It's like a bad, what if it was like the wealthy people? Like,
Wealthy, yeah. In the beginning, it's going to be very low level. As we get going, it's going to get more complicated. I promise. Okay? So, any questions? Do you want to hear? Let's finish Neolithic. Let's do 9 boxes for you. What's another economic for Neolithic? What else is starting during this time period, people? For the first time, economic. What do you got for me, Carly? We already got that one, girl. What do you got? Charlie? Okay, but how is that economic? Isn't that more environment? No. Which one is it better for? Huh?
It's like a job, though.
It is. Well, yeah, but what is farming doing? It's tearing up the land, right? So that's obviously got to be environment. Interactions with human and environment. So agriculture begins. Okay. All right. What else do we have? What's an economic one? Come on. What do we got, Andrew?
Private property.
First, private property. Guys, what else? First time, what's happening, Zeta? First open trade. There you go. We have some bartering, and you can use that for Paleolithic. Bartering with other kinship. There you go. Whoa, I filled in way more than I have in other classes. You're welcome. Does everyone see what we're doing here? While you're reading through your textbook, you're going to be filling this out as you go. This is going to take you more time than you think it's going to be. What I would suggest is that you sit down with your focus and you knock that out. Then you go back through the book and you do your spice. Because you're not very good at this yet. Can we agree? You just saw it. It's going to take practice thinking in this context of your themes. Throughout the year, as we go, you're going to do them at the same time. Does that make sense? Hello? I would do them separately to start, and then I would go through later in the year when you get better at it, go through. I will ask you on Monday, how did this go? And if you have any questions, like Bennett, I can't find a innovation for Yellow River. I will help you with that. Does that make sense? But this is, you need to believe this is entirely your responsibility. You're focusing your pieces as your job, not mine. I will help you. You come into class, be like, Bennett, I'm so stuck on this. Can you help me? I will absolutely help you. We're in this together. You work for me. I work for you. Okay? If you have a question and concern, we'll work together and we'll come up with those answers. But you will not have time in class to do this. You will not have time in class to work on your focus. I don't know if you notice, I use every moment of my instruction time. Yes? So, this is your responsibility. It is due next Thursday. You have an entire week to do it. Manage your time and get it done correctly. Do not wait till the last minute or it will break your soul. And when your mama, your papa, or whoever loves you calls me and is like, my child was up all night working on this, I'm going to sell you down the river so damn quick when I said, I gave them this assignment a week ago. They had all week to do it. And then your mama and me are going to go get wine together because we'll be best friends. So do your job. Everyone clear? Perfect. Take out your notes. What do you got?
Are we allowed to look answers up?
No, you use your damn book, man. Do not Google these answers. You're going to find some weird shit online. Hello? I made this. Everything you see, I make. Okay? If you Google, pieces of, no one's going to know what the hell you're talking about, and you could find some weird dark holes to get into, and I wouldn't. Open up your damn book and just sit there and go through it. It's really not that bad. Okay? Like you saw with the good focus, not the bad focus. You know that one? The good focus, it went really smoothly, right? It was all right there. The same thing's going to happen with the spice. Pieces. What?
So this new focus is on the next page in the book.
Yep, we're in week 2. We're going to transition to week 2 here in a second. Officially in your notebook and all that stuff. Tomorrow you're going to pick up Do Now. And we're officially in week 2. See? Speaking of week 2, by the way, you have a vocab quiz tomorrow on week 2, 1 through 10. Okay, we officially start week 2 tomorrow with vocab. With that being said, next week you will have one day off on vocab. It'll be Wednesday of next week. You will not have vocab every single day this week, but we're just trying to get started. Can we agree? Hello? We're just trying to get things moving here. So next week you will have a day off on Wednesday and you have a test on Thursday. Every week you will always have one day off from vocab. You actually have 2 days off from vocab, but you have a test on one of those days, so I don't know if you'd really say it's a day off. Yeah. So, all right. So tomorrow you have vocab 1 through 10. How did your map go today? Pretty well? Do you think it was pretty fair? Good. All right. Who can raise their hand and tell me where we left off yesterday? Have we started notes?
No.
Here we go. All right, here we go. All right. Have we written down week 1? Perfect. All right. Here we go. Week 1. Now, you are not writing down everything I have projected. I will be very explicit of what I want written down. Yes, we talked about this, and this is where I got cut off right with the bell, right? Perfect. Okay, here we go. So, what you need to know is that the first humans, and you're writing this down, the first humans are located in East Africa. First humans were located in East Africa. Okay? Then they migrate. Okay? Then they migrate from there. Okay, that's what you need to have down. First humans are located in East Africa, then they migrate from there. So let's think about it. So, if you take a look on my wall back here, East Africa, they're actually found in Ethiopia, which is this country right here. So the first humans, so think about it. The first humans are in Ethiopia. Some of them go down and start populating lower Africa. Some populate Western Africa. But then some are going to cross this the isthmus and start wandering into Europe and start wandering into Asia. Now think about it. Africa is going to be the first populated place. The Middle East is going to be have the first cities and major civilizations. So Asia is going to develop. But when we think about the Americas, these first people are going to walk across the continent of Asia, cross a land bridge between Russia and Alaska, and then go from Alaska, walk through Canada, walk through the United States, and start populating down here in Mexico. So, when we look at this, is this one generation doing this? Is this 10 generations doing this. No, this is hundreds of generations later, okay? You're like, oh my God, at the age of 15, at the age of like 12 or 15, like, oh my God, I hate my parents, and they just walk her. And then like, I'm gonna start here. And that's how the kinship groups start expanding and expanding. With that being said, who is going to be the least advanced civilizations? The Americas. Why? Yeah, people had to like cross like a continent, and then they had to cross a land bridge. Who walks on a narrow strip of water being like, oh yeah, this is going to work out great. Okay, those people did. And then they had to walk through Alaska. Think of the bears, man. And then they had to walk all the way down here, which is where the first civilization. So when 1492 and Christopher Columbus landed in the Americas, were they as advanced as Europe? No, because their civilization started significantly later than everyone else because it just took longer for them to get there. Makes logical sense. Can you agree? Perfect. All right. Here we go. You do need to know that our first people, okay, this is what we would consider our Paleolithic times, by the way. So you want to put Paleolithic, okay? They do have basic hunting skills, okay? They do have some basic technology. What is some technology that these people have? What are some technologies? I've already talked to Mr. Lopez and Zeta too much. No offense. I'm not hating on you. I appreciate it. But I'm going to force other people. What are some technology, Josh? Spears. Yes. You need to know they have spears. You need to know fire is also a new piece of technology for them. Okay? That's a big deal. They're able to cultivate fire, which is a huge, huge accomplishment. Okay? So, you need to know, and you need to write down, everything is based on kinship groups during the Paleolithic age. Kinship groups are families together with a connection. Are they all brothers and sisters? No. Why? Why aren't they all brothers and sisters? Makes logical sense, people. Think about the information we've talked about. Why aren't they all brothers and sisters? Callie?
Because babies are rare and they like each other.
There you go. Babies are super rare. A woman is might, if a miracle happens, have one. You think she's having 15? What's the Duggar lady up to? Like 400 children at this point? Like, that's so rare. Never happens. They're not only having one kid, so they're not families, but they're close friends, connections. They depend on each other. So they're not blood related. So that means in the same kinship group, are they making babies with each other? Yes. Yes, because they're not blood related. Okay. Perfect. You do need to know that it's all done by gender. Labor is done by gender. Men are hunting while the women are gathering. Okay, so division of labor is by gender. Men are hunting, women are gathering. All right, that's pretty much what it. You do need to know that women are considered slightly superior to men during this time. It is the only time in history women. Why are women considered slightly more important than men? Why? What do you got?
They carry babies.
Yeah, they can give birth. Okay? All right. Perfect. Next, you're going to create a new heading, and you're going to write Neolithic Revolution. Create a new heading. We're now in the Neolithic Revolution. Okay. Neolithic Revolution. You need to write farming begins. Okay? Farming begins. You were just killing it. You were just best. Oh my God, girl. Okay. Neolithic Revolution. You need to know that hunting and gathering ends, permanent civilizations begin. Hunting and gathering ends, permanent civilizations begin. Okay, so you need to know that does anyone know where the first civilizations are popping up? What region? Let's go with region. We just took a region quiz today. What region is it, Michael?
Did you say the Middle East?
The Middle East is where your first civilizations are occurring. Does anyone know what's the name of the first civilization? I didn't tell you to write anything down. I mean, it's not bad, but like, Tessa. Mesopotamia. You need to write down Mesopotamia is the first civilization in the world. So, if it's the first civilization in the world, it's the first to what? Who can raise your hand and tell me? If it's the first civilization in the world, it's the first civilization to what, Maddie?
First civilization to, like advancing.
No. Well, what do you got, Callie? To farm! Right? So the cities don't arrive until we have farming. So if Mesopotamia has the first civilization, it has to have the first farms. The first ones to do agriculture. The first city in the world, and you need to write this down, is located in Mesopotamia because of the first civilization. It's called Sumer. Sumer. Okay? The first city in the world is called Sumer, and it is located in Mesopotamia.
How do you spell it again?
Sumer. Okay? So, if it is the first city in the world, it is the very first person to do what?
Farm.
To farm. It is also the very first place where is created. What's created? If all of a sudden all these people are living together and permanent, what is the first thing that pops up? What do you got, Miss Moore?
Government.
Government. It has the first government in the world. Think about it. So before, when people are wandering around in their kinship groups, do they need a government? No, think about it. When you go to your aunt or your uncle's house, do you act well behaved? Yes, because you know their blood, they can beat the hell out of you, and your mom and your dad would be like, hell yes, thank you for beating the hell out of my rude kid, right? Right? Now, when you go to a friend's house who your parents don't know, do you do stupid shit? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You may even be a little mouthier. You may even be a little rude. You're going to do stupid crap over there, correct? Are you going to try that same crazy crap at your aunt and your uncle's house? Hell no. Because you're family, and they're going to check on you because there's a kinship. Now, if all of a sudden we have a bunch of random people living together who have no kinship, which is what's happening in our first cities, right? Because one person starts farming, and everyone's like, holy shit, that's how you do it? And they start farming, and other people are like, oh my god, they're farming, I can farm. I can make wine, I can make cheese. And all of a sudden, all these random people are coming and moving into your city. Do they have any connection of kinship? No. So the first government has to come in and set some order because there's no loyalty among strangers. Go back. We have like 5 minutes left of this, and then tomorrow we officially start our first civilizations. I hope you have a great day. Tomorrow you have vocab 1 through 10 on week 2. See ya.